take so long to do drugs?
Is that Rainbow Dash on your shirt?
I don't want to feel the feelings.
I need to eat a bunch of cheese boxes.
The best parts of hanging out with these guys, without the hangover.
What's up, Crash?
Hey, what's up, Chuckle Titties? How you doing?
Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Zig and Larry Ignore a Topic, the podcast that you know and love. Where last week Larry just informed the world that I got hit by a car with no other preamble involved in that. I like that you said we might have a guest host. We might not. I wasn't like flayed open on the table. You know what I mean?
Right. I know. But I was like, we'll just throw it out there, see what happens. I don't care. You know, whatever happens. We had a fantastic clip show last week.
We did.
That made me giggle.
And I hope you liked and subscribed it too.
Likes and subscribes. So that bottle you've got up, that's whiskey, right?
This is water, because I don't know if you know this about me. I have a tendency to drink, and sometimes when people drink, they're a little bit unsteady on their feet.
Yeah.
I have not had a drink since a couple of days before this. Well, because I don't want to fall over, because my leg is good and messed up, amongst other things. So when you're hobbling around on crutches on a good day, a walker on a bad day, you don't want a little bit of the weeble wobbles in you. You know what I mean? You don't need the extra, oh goodness, we might fall down. So
right. Well, and I cannot tell you how delighted I am that you moved to Florida and were immediately assigned a walker and an orthopedic toilet seat.
Absolutely.
It just makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the first thing you need. Within the first month, they say make sure to get your license switched over from your state of origin to your new state of Florida. You have to pay, for your vehicle registration, all that stuff. Make sure you get your mail forwarded, and go downtown. Make sure you get your free walker and your free cripple commode. I'm sure that's not PC to say, but that's what we're utilizing currently.
Well, and it's Florida. Did they give you the gun too? Because they just hand out guns.
That's on back order. The one thing I couldn't get.
That's crazy, because in this country, that's the only thing we don't have supply chain issues with is firearms.
Actually, in the ER, before we knew that I was going to have. All right, listeners, long story short, I did get hit by a car. I was riding my bicycle in the middle of the day, and I got flung into the street. My right leg, amongst other things, I'm still under the care of a doctor and will be for quite a while. I'm going to be laid up for quite a while, but I am fine. This is definitely not life-threatening. I will be okay. I did get to spend 2 lovely days at the hospital. I did get to have surgery. I've got a titanium plate and 5 screws, Larry, which are holding my entire right leg under the knee together right now. So that's the star of the show that we know of currently.
Sure.
There might be other things with the back, maybe a little bit with the spine.
Well, I mean, who needs one of those?
No. So that's kind of what we're rolling with.
Is this I have to ask, is this the first time you've been hit by a car?
Yes.
I've been hit twice.
Really?
Yeah, one was an accident.
This week?
One. Yeah, you know me, I get the wonders.
One was an accident, one was a dare. Please tell me that was going to be the next thing out of your mouth.
One was on purpose. Dude was not pleased with me. He waited for me.
Does this have anything to do with you throwing a turtle into somebody's convertible incident? Did he try to run you down after that?
No. He took off. I didn't. The assault turtle.
I know we've told that story before. Let's just leave it sit. Let's not put any preamble on that. If you haven't heard that story, then you get to just choose your own adventure on it. But it's true. Yeah,
figure out which episode, because neither of us can remember. But yeah, I get it. I've been very fortunate to never. I'm sure I fractured something, but never had to have surgery. But it's probably one of the reasons I walk funny now. And,
yeah, it's one of them.
And when I wake up in the morning, it sounds like somebody walking over dried leaves and twigs.
That's nice.
Just every morning, just popping everything back into place.
All righty, let's just chiropract myself here.
Oh,
Right.
is sternum supposed to sound like that?
Pops and crackles are noted. Whistles are something to be worried about. Outside of that,
Yeah, when your left knee sounds like a creaky door.
Jesus Christ, I'm looking forward to all this. Yeah, apparently there's going to be a lot of interesting things down the road.
Yeah.
What's nice though in Florida is because we are 43 years old collectively. What's nice in Florida is that everybody keeps saying, at your age, you're going to be fine. Like they're like, shit, you're okay.
Yeah, well, because again, Florida, though, what they're used to dealing with are retirees and people with bird bones
Absolutely.
because of meth, and so
And age, and extreme age, and sun damage.
Yep. They've just been dried out. That's why their bones are so brittle. I'm just gonna lay on the beach and sun dry myself.
Yeah, I haven't shaved or showered in 2 weeks now. It's a whole lot of fun.
The beard looks great though.
Thank you very much. This is the fuck it course of grooming that we're going with.
I am familiar. Yes.
Yeah, we're going for length, not style. But a lot of things in life. I guess it's kind of a dick joke if you're real open about it. Maybe.
And who isn't? Who isn't?
Who is it? A couple of highlights. Did you know that ER nurses have no sense of humor? Whereas the two nurses that prep you before surgery will have a sense of humor, and I'm not sure where that comes from.
Yes.
I was making jokes left and right before surgery to the brigade of nurses that looked at me, and all of them wonderful people, by the way. I mean, they brava. If you are a healthcare professional and you're listening to this, thank you very much for everything you do, especially in the last 2 years, but of course, overall, especially ER folks. I mean, there's no special, you're all spectacular. But it's okay to joke around, even if you're not feeling. When I was first brought in with all of my, because I was hit on one side, I landed on the other side. So both of my sides were good and mangled.
Yeah.
They gave me the first x-ray, and as I was looking at the first x-ray with the doctor present, there's a nurse in the room, and the nurse goes, like that. My only response was, I'm sure it'll buff right out. Most of that buffs right out. Right. And I just get blank stares. Like, come on, this is gold right here.
You made an noise. I get to make a joke too, okay?
Come on, that's good. And everybody that enters the room says, how you doing today? Great. What do you want me to say?
I get hit by a fucking car. What do you think I'm doing?
I'm having a rough one. So after a while, you get interesting with it. I was just telling them you're having a weird day. I was just like, I think I lost Christ. I was hoping to find him. Can you check the bathroom? I can't make it in there. It's hard, and I couldn't get up to take a leak. Like they give you these
bottle with the handle.
Bottle with the handle. It looks like a half a jug of milk with a little curve to it. By the way, big round of applause to my wife. She stole one of those from the lovely hospital.
Yes.
Which I'm sure I could have DIY'd one at home, but why not just take theirs? And it has been ideal. Trying to walk from the bathroom to my bed is not easy, especially 3 a.m, especially when that's right in the middle of your pain medication regimen. In between. So we're just filling that bad boy up right next to it. But
yeah, you got to be careful though with all those pain meds. You don't grab the wrong bottle in the middle of the night. I'm so thirsty. Why is this so salty?
Bear Grylls would be proud, but I don't think I have his number anymore.
This doesn't pair well with nighttime. This pairs better with a mid-afternoon frog.
With the night sweats or the constant panic nightmares of remembering exactly, because I was flung into traffic. There was a car coming at me, and if they wouldn't have seen me, I mean, how do you miss a fat 43-year-old flying through the air attached to a bicycle? I guess close as possible, but they didn't. But if they hadn't seen me, man, it would have been pretty easy for me to get run over, straight up. Oh God! But it's just. There's no jokes. They don't have any sense of humor until the ladies who are about to put you under. They're great. They're putting stuff on me and asking me how my day's going. Like, you're getting tag teamed by 2 sexy nurses. Don't tell your wife. And then I say, ladies, how many times do we use that joke in a day? She goes, don't ruin our fun, stupid. Well, thank you very much.
I like you.
Yes, we can party.
Ruin your fun. Ruin your fun. I was out for a bike ride in paradise.
Yeah, in the middle of the day, and somebody decided to look one way, not the other. So yeah, so the it's kind of hard to make small talk when you have a nurse who is helping you just stand, because I couldn't make it to the toilet. That was not happening. Stand up and support your leg on the one decent one, like a kickstand, while you have the majority of your weight on these two like handles, so you don't fall over. So it's her job to hold the bottle up to your unit while you're filling it up. So then you're like, so how long have you lived in Florida? Yeah. So you like it, or
Yeah,
we don't have to do this. We
you
can
get real close to somebody in that situation.
I
I'm just gonna thread your crank right up in here, and then 3, 2, 1. But it's not a fire hose, lady. It's just I got prostate issues. It's gonna dribble out. It's gonna take a second. You'll catch up.
She's just looking up, and the poor woman, the most recent, the last one in the middle of the night who had to help me. I hit the button, and she was just walking past. She wasn't even my night nurse. She was just like, I was walking past. I saw you needed something. Can I do something for you? I'm like, I desperately need to take a leak. And you see this her look go. You're a bedpan kind of guy. I'm like, I'm a urinal kind of guy. She's like, that's not as bad. Okay.
Bedpan and urinal. Then I'm gonna help. If it was bedpan and you get fucked, you can.
I know it's not their fault, but the people who come to take your blood once a day, for me, that was at 4 a.m. I'm sure there's a medical reason for it, either that or they just don't like people who are liberal. I'm not entirely certain, but it was 4 a.m. every day. She wakes me up. There's no sleeping in the hospital. They wake you up to take your vitals. They wake you up at 4 a.m. to take your blood. They tell you to get some rest. Like, what's going on? Oh, I'm going to prick your arm, even though you have bad veins. Like, thank you very much for all of this. She couldn't find the vein in my arm, and my response of, I know it's in there. I've been using it all day. She didn't find that funny. Like, come on.
What? This is gold.
I thought so, especially in the moment, especially for the guy who's like sitting there going, nothing.
So,
I don't know why. But at the 4 a.m, shh, hi, how are we feeling? Like shit and exhausted, lady. What do you want?
you guys won't let me sleep for more than 2 hours at a time.
Fuck me.
I had a moment of concern. I couldn't remember if I'd hit record on the recorder. Yeah.
Well, along those non sequiturs, should we talk about our lovely sponsor, Larry? We should probably be doing this at the top since we now have a promo code.
Yeah. And look whose shirt I'm wearing. I'm wearing a shirt by spliffsociety.org. Are you tired of smoking out of horseshit? Well,
like dried?
Yeah,
like
dried horseshit. Like
we bore it out.
Remember, like an apple. Like we used to do the apples, but instead it's like a chunk of horseshit, and you have to and it doesn't stay together for very long. And
I suppose it's possible, but it also seems like something guys on Duck Dynasty would have done before the TV show,
or on lunch during the taping. Y'all want to smoke out a little horseshit? What? No. Why would I? We got this dead duck over here that we done put a pipe up its asshole and turned its mouth, and it's real cute. You want to use one of them? I do not.
Welcome to Zig and Larry. Ignore their sponsor.
Spliffsociety.org. Look, here's the deal. I know I'm getting creative with the copy, but any spliff that you can get at even a dispensary, they burn way too fast. There's a flavor to the spliff itself. There is glue. There's all this bullshit in it. And spliffsociety.org is toasted palm leaves, hand rolled, and they are they're slow burning. You can have a little bit, you can share a little bit, you can save it for later. It doesn't have any flavor. And I know people who have horrific asthma that could never, like, they like the weed, but they couldn't smoke it. They could just ingest it somehow. They can actually smoke these. So head over to spliffsociety.org. They've got shirts. They've got paraphernalia. Can I say paraphernalia? Because that made it sound dirty. They've got paraphernalia, and the cops are going to pick you up for it. But no, they got grinders. They got trays. They got cool shit. So head over to spliffsociety.org and use the promo code
Zig and Larry in all caps.
Oh my God. We didn't even rehearse that.
ZIGANDLARRY. Zig and Larry in all caps. Get yourself a nice little discount. Remember their slogan, nothing here is a suppository, but we also don't judge. Is that a slogan?
It is now.
I sent them that, and I told them I wanted to trademark it and get a little piece of the action. I never heard anything back, but I figured they might have talked to you.
I haven't gotten. They usually send everything by carrier pigeon.
That would explain the confused marks on my wall or the window from the. I'll keep the windows open. They'll just go right for it. They're smart, but not that smart.
Yeah, keep the window open because otherwise it's just. And you're like, it's the neighbors are at it again, or some shit like that, and you're like, well, good for them. It's 2 PM, and they should be getting it on, but nope, it's just a pigeon desperately trying to deliver a message, and the message is, fuck no. But still, splitsociety.org.
Check them out. Yeah, dude. If I would have known that this was going to happen on Tuesday, I would have just gotten wrecked right up until then. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because now I've been sober for over 2 weeks, which is just no way to live.
Oof. Did they give you good pain pills at least?
I mean, yeah, they're. It's not like, it's Norco, so it's hydrocodone with the acetaminophen kicker.
Yeah,
yeah. But I'm still a week and a half out. Like, if I don't have a couple of those handy during the day, I know about it.
Yeah,
the surgery was no joke. The doctor is great, but yeah, it's very much a thing.
Yeah. Well, at least here's the thing. I suggest that you just you empty out your bottle, you keep it next to you, keep your water there, pop 2 of those pills, have a little bit of something from Spliff Society, and time travel. You just what week is it? Not even what day. What week is it? Oh, Christmas. Oh, it's Christmas. Oh, great. Well, here we are. Feliz Navidad.
I will only subject myself to that if you could manage to figure out some manner of 5-point harness in this recliner that you see behind me, where I can't physically get up and hurt myself afterwards.
Okay.
This recliner is my one of the 4 places in the universe that I visit right now. The others being bed, couch, and exterior couch. And exterior couch is rough because there is a small step down.
Yeah.
I can't bend this thing. There's no weight going on it for at least a month. It's a whole big thing.
Yeah. Well, like I was talking to you about, I've had both knees redone, and both of them I was on crutches for 8 weeks. And that was, and then when they took it, they're like, all right, well, let's see how it looks. And it's just like some weird little like Deadpool baby leg that just just flopping there. And they're like, all right, we're going to get you in PT. And I'm like, but is it ever going to be right again? I don't know. Good luck. We'll see you later. But I went in when I got the second one done. I went in to get the staples pulled out because they didn't do stitches. They did staples.
Yeah, that's what I got rocking over here.
And I had, unlike several of those staples, I had healed around the staple in my body, like when you put a chain around a tree and it just grows around it. It's just like, well, there used to be a chain here. That's what was happening on my knee, and the doctor was like mad at me. He's like, "What? This is you're growing up around it. We got to dig it out." And I was like, "Well, that's good, right? Like, isn't that what I'm supposed to do?" I was like, and how would I you told me leave it wrapped up for 2 weeks. Don't get it wet. Leave the immobile. Don't touch it for 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. I came into you. Now it's your job.
I did everything you asked. Look at that. You eat nothing but protein and raw eggs. Shove Miracle Grow up my ass. See this list? You did not write this list. Excellent. Who wrote this list?
Who that was me when I was in Twilight, right after the
spectacular.
When I thought the demons were coming for me. I don't do well under anesthesia. How do you do under anesthesia?
This was the first time. I didn't have the mask, like the count back from 100 thing. I had the Keystone Cops of anesthesiologists because I had 2. The first I was taken down to the 2 nurses who were
instead of on your face, they're putting it on your asshole. Breathe deep.
Breathe deep. What? It's an experiment. For who?
Shut up, my kid's here. It's bring your kid to work day.
Your asshole is going to be a footnote in history.
That's a 5'2" Spanish man named Damien, and he's a jockey. Why is he here?
There's a whole lot of hospitals, at least this hospital, there's a whole lot of people asking you, like, have you gotten the blah, 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 blah test done yet? Like, what the fuck are you talking to me for? I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Check my levels. I don't know. Does that help? I don't know.
Is there a chart? Because I keep seeing people walk in with. Is that actually my information, or is it just like some type of scribbled grocery list that you were all just sharing that needs for the break room?
I'm pretty sure I wasn't supposed to be doing this, but the IV that they had dripping in me, if you like move it was in my right arm. If I was like eating or something, if I move my right arm just right, it lets out this horrible beep, beep, like really loud rhythmically. I'm guessing it's supposed to alert that it's like coming out or something. But I discovered that if you hit the reset button, that goes away. Now, I don't know if I was supposed to be doing that myself, but I did several times and it didn't kill me. So listeners, don't take that as advice.
Don't.
There's a reset button.
We are not doctors, nor are we lawyers, nor but we both barely graduated college. So
correct. No, I did okay. I
did okay the second time.
What were we talking about?
Well, we were talking about anesthesia, but you didn't mention the IV.
Okay, so the anesthesia, I do okay under anesthesia. So the first guy came in, he told me his name. He said, "This is what we're going to do." Then the actual doctor came in. What I thought was interesting about the doctor is that he was already on one of those orthopedic scooters that you prop one leg up on if your foot is broken or something.
Oh, God.
And he just moto scoots himself right on it. And he's in his 60s, and he explains everything that's going on. And then, all of a sudden he finds out I'm from Chicago. And apparently I used to live right next to where his daughter lives now. So he wants to talk about that the entire time. I'm like, "Hey, Doc, can we talk about where we're cutting me open and what the plan is?" So once I got him back on task, he scooted himself right on back out of there. Like, well, is he going to be okay to do this? Like, could he do this propped up? Are there proper brakes on that thing? I'm sure it's fine. I'm certain this is.
Can we get a different doctor? I'm not comfortable with Scooty Hauser.
And then another anesthesiologist. By the way, both these gentlemen were from other countries, not that I care about, but they were they're both from different countries, and their accents were fighting each other in my mind. So I know another gentleman came in and informed me that he was going to do something else. And I said, "That's great." But another first gentleman came in. He made it very apparent that he was in charge of my anesthesia, and he just said that I was going to go to sleep by something that was in my arm. And he goes, "What?" And then they left. And then I hear them bickering out in the hallway for a little bit. And the first guy came back in. He's like, "We're going to do both." Like, sure, whatever you think.
None of this is really my business. You understand, no. I don't have a degree in medicine. I have an acting. I could act like a doctor if you gave me enough time. Yeah. But really, I'm just kind of trusting y'all to know. Like when I go into the mechanic, and they go, "What do you think's wrong?" I don't. It makes a noise, and it's not supposed to. Here now, it's yours. You want
me to catch me if you can this at you? I could try, but it's just going to make me look like a dick. I don't know what you want. I did fine on anesthesia. I literally, I don't remember. I remember being put onto from the gurney to the operating table. Very little else, and then I woke up in recovery. Waking up in recovery, I was very groggy. I knew I was groggy though. It was one of those like lucid drunks where you walk around like, I know I am not making any sense, but I can't seem to make myself make sense. It was like that. I was mumbling something. My leg hurt like a son of a bitch, even coming out of anesthesia. She gave me 2 zaps right in the IV of, I think it was straight morphine. After the first one, she gave me 15 minutes. I'm like, she doubled up on that. And then I was okay. And then I mumbled something that was incoherent. I was able to tell her, "I'm sorry, I'm usually much more funny on a first date." Which, again, blank stares. At least I think that's what I said. I know that's what I intended to say. What actually happened, I don't know.
Peanut butter bananas are good for your feet. That's probably what came out. And they're like, okay, well, did he hit his head too?
I get that a lot.
So coming out of anesthesia for me is an adventure because apparently I am 2 for 2 coming actually when I had my tonsils out and had to come out in 4th grade. So I'm 3 for 3. I go under anesthesia. I wake up and I think that I've been captured by demons.
Whoa!
And I am trying to escape and fight them.
How much of this do you remember after the fact?
I remember waking up and realizing that I have done something. I remember the images, and then the whole staff and whoever is there with you after the staff has told them what has happened will tell you the story 4 different times.
Mhm.
The last one, with the last time with that the other whatever knee it was, the left knee. I guess I woke up, my leg was in the immobilizer. I thought that it was in a bear trap. I didn't have glasses. It was very dim. And so all I could see was silhouettes, and they were trying to talk to me, and I was fighting them, and I was trying to get up out of the bed, and they knocked me out. And but not before I had nearly broken one of the orderly's arms, because I was trying to fight them, and he was like, okay, all right, no, we're gonna, and he heard a pop, and he was like, fuck it, and he backed up, and then they plunged me in the old IV, and I was like, oh, kill him. And so then I woke up, I guess again, and they had me strapped in, because I was already upset because my leg was bound. Now my arms are bound. And apparently I did not take very kindly to that either. And pulled on one of the rails hard enough that it popped some of the I didn't like pull the whole rail off, but it popped some of the bolts that along the bottom. I just levered those off.
Okay.
And they were afraid that I was going to break my arm, so they gave me more sleepy time juice.
Put the bear down.
And that's when they got me into the room. That's when they like, hey, everything's okay, and got me up into the hospital room. And I was like, huh? Oh, hey guys, how's it going? Apparently I was super sweet and nice. And they were like, do you remember any of this? No, I don't. Nope, don't remember. Sorry. But my favorite part of that trip to the hospital is when you and Toddles and Jeffrey came to visit. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to eat my dinner. And Todd got a hold of my morphine button. Mm-hmm. And every time I went to take a bite, he would just go click, click and give me a double pump. And I'd
now there's got to be a governor on that thing.
Oh, though, there is. It's like a certain time frame. But I was trying to wean myself from hitting it, because I'm like, I'm going home. I'm just going to have whatever painkillers they give me. I need to not do. And he just, as soon as he could, he was like, eh? And so I remember you looking at him going, God damn it, Todd, knock it off. He's going to die. And then I forget who was like, when was the last time you had a smoke? And I was like, I mean, before I came in here. And somebody, like the nurses were already being cool, but they're like, all right, guys, it's really cool you came in to see your friend, but let's keep it down. And just like, we're like, okay. And then somebody went over and opened the window and lit a cigarette in the hospital. I don't remember.
Oh God, that's right. No, that was Todd.
Yeah. And then put it in my mouth to let me have a drag right when the nurse walked in. And she was just like,
things you do when you're a kid.
Yeah. She was like, all right, well, that's enough. Everybody has to fucking leave. Can I finish the smoke? No. Okay, I'm asleep. Morphine sleep. Yay. So yeah, that's okay. I have other questions.
Okay.
When they did the surgery, did you have to have a catheter?
To my knowledge, no. Unless they put that in and took it out as I was asleep. But I have a feeling that I would know.
That seems like something they would need consent for, because they got to hold your stuff.
I was just wearing a loose gown, which, by the way, is going to be my everyday wear at this point. I know there was something down my throat because I was real scratchy when I was woken up, and the inside of my mouth, like, I don't know, underneath, how do you say, under your
tasted
tongue,
like balls.
You know that sour smell that my balls are just emitting right now because I can't wash properly? I tasted that before I made it.
It's very interesting.
I don't know if there's some kind of
And I got a
reverse
dozen roses and a very nice card from one of the doctors.
from both of the anesthesiologists who told me that they made up, and it was because of what I had done. No, and there's something like, how do you say it? Like under your tongue, but below your teeth, like that part of the inside of your mouth. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was cut. There was an abrasion there, so I'm guessing they clamped something to me and shoved something down my throat.
Yeah.
So I don't know how aggressively kinky they got.
Well, you know it's going to be a great day when the anesthesiologist says, "And what's your safe word?"
Wait, what?
Oops. Well, he didn't say stop.
I don't know if this works under anesthesia, but I was like flat on my back, and if I sleep flat on my back, I snore like a fucking beast.
That's probably
yeah.
why they probably intubated you somewhat to open up your airwaves.
You fucking keep that word out of your mouth when you talk to me, you sick son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, you like that?
Oh god. Yeah, for a guy who has to sleep on his side because of apnea, having to sleep with like my legs propped up and like up against the back, it's just a whole big fucking thing, man.
I'm certain that they put my favorite part of the porn store is the intubation part of the porn store.
Mine is just the little holes in the walls everywhere.
Oh,
I think
that's the intubation part. Yeah, that's the intubation section.
That's where I put my gum.
Yeah, your what?
No, you heard me. Gum.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Those are just like little like disposed. Like, you put your little crap in there.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's somebody's appreciative for it. Ooh.
Yeah, that's what somebody does take it on the other side. With varying degrees of excitement.
with very soft lips.
No.
I think the funniest thing I ever by the way, this episode we're just talking about hospital stuff. That's yeah.
Excellent.
Until we get on until we talk about something else. Or we did go, that's enough.
That's how I just have sex anymore. It's just until I go, are we good? Are we over this now?
Is everybody, we're both, okay. Are we in agreement?
Trying to inform a nurse who is in her middle 60s that you need help to get out of bed just to stand to take a leak first thing in the morning with a raging hard on. If you're me, is not that bad.
I really gotta pee. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's literally what I did.
I'm going to say to you what I say to my wife every morning.
I decided not even to take a joke because that's tell a joke because these people are not. I was like, ma'am, I'm sorry. I desperately need because I've had an IV in me for like 48 hours at this point. You know what I mean? Like you're pissing constantly. They're trying to flush the anesthesia out of you. So they're like, so it's every 2 hours with this. Like if they're not taking your blood, you got to take a leak, but you can't stand and everything hurts. And like if you don't take a pill, but you take a pill, then you start talking like this. So right now I'm like, I'm due for one, but I'm like not. I'm gonna like push it a little bit so that I don't like talk like mush mouth from Fat Alba for the first 15 minutes. But yeah, just talking to the lady like, "Excuse me, ma'am. Good morning to you. Yes, thank you. Oh, I'm feeling great. So I need to use the restroom. Number one, yes, thank you. We have the thing right here. I do need help getting up. Also, I do have an erection currently, and I think it'll go away after that." She goes, "Okay, that's it." Has to feed the hurdle straight at you as opposed to up and underneath like she's catching milk from an udder. She politely looks away and literally she could not have cared less. She's looking out the window, goes, it's supposed to be real nice today. Like it's nice every day here. I'll be inside for the next several months of it. But
well, and that's what you love about an old nurse because they've seen and done and heard and felt everything. I mean, there's nothing that those ladies have not had to deal with. Your 43-year-old boner is the because you're not like, oh, oopsie doodles, better take care of that. You're just like, I apologize. I know when I urinate, it will take. And she's like, yeah, she's not interested in it any more than you are at that point.
No,
I do love though when I wake up, in the morning and it's like, you got the morning wood and it's raised the comforter up and I'll nudge Nicole. I'll be like, and then she just pats it. Like, that's nice. And I'm like, well, just get up and go to the bathroom.
Like I could have just like looked at her, looked at it, just go, where should I stick this? But like, there's just nothing in it. I'd rather just say I should have said that as opposed to actually say it.
Yeah, no. She would be like, "Well, good luck on your own. Good luck
Yeah.
peeing directly straight up into this bottle. I hope just letting it go and trying to catch it like a fucking carnival game."
That's what we're gonna do. And afterwards, find me some of those smelling salts you give to fathers that pass out when their child's being born when they look at the carnage coming out of the crotch of their wife. those things. I know that they have them because when my nephew was born, my brother and I stole all we could find out of the hospital room. Just pop those. Woohoo! Yeah, not above it.
Well, I was going to tell you the funniest thing I think I ever saw in a hospital. Because years ago when after I actually graduated college, I was working. I was doing social work for with elderly folks, and they would send you to the hospital trying to. If the hospital social worker would call and be like, "Hey, I think we need to set up home services or what have you for this person. Can you come evaluate them, get some questions, or get some answers and get this set up?" Yeah, no problem. So you run over, and sometimes you're there, like they'll be like, "Well, we have like 48 old people. How many can you get to today?" Well, like, depending on how much they're talking. And if they're not talking, yeah. If you go in,
which great nephew they think I am. Let's start there.
Hey, Davey. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Davey. Let's go with that. Do you have anybody living at home? Just the ghosts. Okay. Well, are they helpful? Are they?
How many people live here, sir? All of them. Okay, we're gonna start there.
All right. Can we get somebody else in here to? Oh, they're no better. All right, great.
Do you need ring pops on all your fingers, sir? All? Okay.
All right. But we
refer to me as the Mandarin. Okay, we're gonna have to get this guy out of here.
What are we giving him? What is in this IV? Oh, pixie sticks and PCP. Great. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's for the Christmas party.
He's literally just eating just dried apricots. We think his hat might be too tight, but that's it. We don't know.
We have no idea. We go in, and this grumpy ass dude, and he is like one of those old men that's like dude had to be he was well over 6 feet tall. He filled the bed, just all like steel corded muscle. He was just one of those wiry old fucks. And just like a hatchet face with a lantern jaw. The guy was just like the meanest human being I've ever seen.
That was just very descriptive. I'm sorry. Hatchet face with a lantern jaw. I feel like you just read that in a book and you really wanted to use it somewhere.
No, I've just the terms just popped into my head. Okay.
I've been accidentally stealing a bunch of Terry Pratchett lately. So like if I say something that sounds way too clever, you're like, you steal that? Probably. Yeah.
Well, and that's I probably read it when I was in like middle school, and suddenly the homunculus in my head was just like, here, say this. And like, all right. But he had his wife in there who, God love her. She was dumber than a box of rocks.
God bless her heart.
God bless her heart. And as mean as he was. Like they were just cussing.
Mean and stupid. That's what you want in a person.
That's the best. And I don't remember all the details. I do know
not much to look at, but at least her personality sucks.
She's just essentially she looked like a miniature version of him. It was I can only assume based on their diction and the amount of teeth between them that they were related somewhere on the genetic level.
Excellent.
But we had went in, I was still training at the time. So I had, my friend Aaron was taking me around and showing me how to do this. And we're trying to talk to them. They think we're there to try and steal their money, which I'm like, what we're not trying to take the coffee can that you've got buried in the backyard with $48 and some Kohl's cash. We're just trying to help. And this old guy was like, fuck you, fuck the government. I don't fucking want anything. And he flopped over. He's like, get the fuck out of my room. Okay. But he flops over on his side in indignance, which made me go, if he can flop like that, he probably doesn't need any help in the house. He's probably fine. He's got enough rage in him to keep himself going for a while. But when he flopped over, of course, your legs are together when you flop over, and his there's no better way to say it. His enormous dick and balls were poking out behind because in his
what?
So when he was on his back talking to us.
No. So he like and he
Hold on,
flopped
let me
over.
explain.
Okay.
So when he pushed himself up, my guess is that his legs spread apart just enough that his horse-like genitalia slipped between his legs.
Can we say betwixt just because I like it?
Fluttered betwixt his legs.
Well done. Thank you.
And then when he flopped on his side, his right leg clamped down on top of his Andre the Giant-esque branch and balls. I mean, it was.
Did he hurt himself?
He never made a sound.
Huh.
But it was his dick was so big, Zig.
Yeah.
That it wasn't just like poking out, wasn't like just like a mouse peeking its head out, you know? It laid on the back of his thigh on top of his balls that were also on the back of his left thigh. Like there was it came out and over and like gave the bed little smooches. It was just like it flopped and was like giving it one of those.
How would you describe your enemy? He had a hatchet face and a lantern jaw, and a unit that would make the cattle lie down at dusk. Because they knew a storm was a-coming.
And here's the thing: his cousin wife, I don't know, she maybe 5 feet tall. Okay. Maybe.
So logistics is something we have to take into effect here.
Yeah, but when Aaron and I both stood there and just went, okay. And she's like, well, let's go. And she walked, and I was like, I don't, but did you see? And I couldn't not say anything. I'm like, did you see that thing? She's like, yes. I took a good long look and it terrifies me. And I was like, yes, I think it's growling at us. We should, we'll go now. And
it's like accidentally seeing like an SS uniform in Grandpa's closet. It's like as he's shutting the door. Did you see? Was that? I don't feel good about this.
Was that? Did he? Because at first I was like, why did he shove his arm between his legs when he flopped? Oh no, that's his enormous crank.
That's where he hides the sausage. That's how a bill became a law.
And he just laid there because I was like, for sure he's hurt. No, I don't think there's any hurting that. And I realized that's why his wife is so mean too, because she's been having to deal with that for 50 years.
When the nickname of your crank is Mjolnir, you really have to take into consideration your wife's feelings a lot more.
When you call your dick the boss. Speaking of, okay, can we tell people why you really had to take last week off, why you were really in the hospital?
Do we have to?
I think they deserve it. Zig went to Europe, and I'm telling him, he's growing a penis on his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Show the people.
Well, it's still down where it's supposed to be. I'm growing a second one here that I'm going to put on my arm.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, see, and I drink a lot, so I misread the text message.
The problem is there wasn't really a good plan going into this when I decided to buy the plane ticket.
Sure.
This isn't really something you should wing, but I chose to. Just to like seat of my pants kind of thing.
Well, so they took it
Anybody
from
who's listening, if you haven't listened to the clip show, if you don't know the Frankenstein story, this means nothing. We've referenced the story 100 times in the last year. Jesus.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
God.
Oh man, what else? So all I've been thinking about since this happened. And like I've given this nearly 2 weeks without making any jokes. I've just tried to check on you, make sure you know that I support you and whatever you need. You know, I figured if it was too bad, somebody would be like, "Hey, I would have taken time off, come down and just carried you around if I needed to."
Yeah.
I would have been the Luke to your Yoda. But so I've held off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's miserable, but it's
Yeah.
less miserable than it was 48 hours after the accident.
Sure. So now I have questions.
Sure.
Because since this happened, all I can think of is the Kyle Kinane bit about him wearing one flip flop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and are your neighbors driven insane by the flip with and no flop?
No, because it's not that kind of a thing. So you figure when you have one flip flop on and two working legs, it's a flip and no flop, right?
Mhm.
I only put on one shoe on my left foot to leave the house, and that has only occurred to go back to the doctor since I've been home. So only one day. So what they get, and happily enough, there's not a whole lot of like in my last apartment, you can attest that, I moved, so I get to say this now. To whoever used to live above me, you're a fucking lunatic, and I wish you death by 1,000 small paper cuts. You have a dog that you cannot handle. The dog weighs as much as you. It's not the dog's fault. You are a stupid person who cannot train an animal, and you're letting him play with some manner of medicine ball that bounces 3 or 4 times and has to weigh as much as 3 small children holding real tight to each other. It's fucking annoying. I hope you drowned in a sea of snot. So that being said, in this building, you really don't hear a whole lot from the neighbors. You can't hear anything. But what they would hear is because I've discovered that I'm on crutches. I've only used the crutches that one time when I went to the doctor for like long hallways and stuff. That's for distance. I can't put any weight on this thing, so I'm straight up a walker. Everybody was real cute when they're like, "Now you can use the crutches or the walker, whatever you're comfortable with. I know at your age, you don't want to be perceived as needing a walker." And I'm looking at all these guys like the physical therapists. I'm like, "Fuck you! I don't care. Whatever's easiest, man. Fuck these people who look at me. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm fat. I'm beard. Look at this. This is how I present myself to the world. I moved to your state so I wouldn't have to wear sleeves. Give me the walker. Put a fucking Dixie flag on the front of it and a raccoon tail on the back of a fucking antenna will attach to it. I don't give a flying shit. Give me the walker." So what you hear is wiggle, 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 thud. As I'm hopping up towards it. Thud. You can't really do one big hop because it hurts like a son of a bitch. Because until these things fuse in here, you know what I mean? Like there's still a little bit of fiddly bits that move around. And everything that moves around sucks when it does. So what they hear is, and the real fun part is, like I said, once a day, I'm day by day, I'm getting better at cleaning myself. But it's the old George Carlin. It's the key areas. It's armpit, asshole, crotch, and teeth. That's really all we're worrying about for the most part.
And not in that order.
No, but I am using the same brush for everything. And it's a Sonicare, so like 2 of those things are real fun. But you have to do them in the right order, and if you fuck it up, it messes up your day. But so you can only get so clean doing that, standing in front of the sink. Once I get the staples, I will be able to clean myself a little bit better. But for every 15 minutes of movement, I break out into a profuse fucking sweat. It doesn't matter. We've got the AC kicking in here. It's miserable.
Yeah.
I'm using muscles that I never had. They're mostly in my chest, like a man should have. I never invested in those. I never thought that they were important. I see the folly error of my ways currently. I was desperate to do just anything as opposed to just fucking watch TV and sit on my ass. So I was like at the kitchen counter. We do an 8 to 10 minute countdown. I was just trying to help Ange with dinner. She's amazing doing all of this. By the way, she's spectacular. I couldn't have done any of this without her. She's taken on so much. She's a miracle. She's in the like, let me help. Just let me cut up something. So I'm just standing at the counter on one leg, propped up against the cabinet, with like 3 points of contact, like I'm on a fucking boat. So I've got the shoulder, my good thigh, and my good foot. And I'm chopping up whatever the hell it was, an onion. After 10 minutes of that, just profuse sweat out of all of my holes. So it doesn't matter how poorly you wash yourself, you still go to bed smelling like you fucking run a shanty of some nature.
a hobo wash station. Yeah.
She's so cute. She politely washes the sheets a lot more often now. Like, oh, I think these need to. I'm gonna do the pillows too. I'm gonna do all this. I think. You gonna put the good sheets down? No, I think we're gonna go back to the old ones for a little bit. Haven't used those in a while. Yeah, I know what you're doing.
Why are all these towels on my side of the bed? Just lay on them, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a lot, and you sweat profusely, and the stink that's coming off you is interesting.
There's a puddle of leavings. There's some ooze. there's a residue that we are uncomfortable. Who's we? We, as in the rest of the company. And me.
You have a great relationship. You look at your wife, do I stink bad today? She's like, I don't know if I'm used to it or what. I don't care. Thank you.
You can habituate to anything.
So yeah, so there's no full flip, there's no full flop. There's just shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Damn it. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Damn it. You have to sidestep your way into the bathroom to get to the handicap commode, which is a whole big other thing. It's just, you ever try to take a shit where you can't bend your leg and you're propped up on a tall toilet? It's and pain meds constipate you. So that's an experience. If you've never done it, listeners, why haven't you turned off this episode? Why? Why? It's impossible to take a dump when your asshole's closed in on itself and you're fat. It's not impossible, but it does take some gumption and a couple more rags than you're used to for the experience.
It's just you hire the guy on the Jazzy to come up and just press on your stomach. We're the same now, pal. Come on up.
Just watching my wife in the corner duct taping one of those natural sponges to the end of a broom, going, bend over, but I'm going to be in the hallway.
Just calling the vet to come express your glands.
And an empty Febreze bottle that she's filled with bleach and white vinegar.
Look, I went down to Miami. I picked up a couple people. They'll do anything for money. That's the second time I punched the microphone today.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I was going to let you call yourself out.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, they're here to help. I don't know. I gave them both a 50 and some White Castle. We're going to see what happens.
Did you get day laborers to scrub my asshole? I did. Yes. Now smile. We're going to do one of those you can film anything on an iPhone commercials.
Where you headed? Down to the Home Depot. We're going to need some help.
Spectacular.
These guys do roofing, so we know they're tough.
I don't know what you have planned, but I guarantee you that man does not need a Dremel.
Oh, I think you do, buddy. I think we're gonna get some things loosened up.
I'm not exactly an expert, from judging from what I'm seeing back here, sir. We do need power tools. We need something that goes at about 3,000 RPMs. We're gonna need something good. Yeah, I'm guessing the stone polishing attachment is what we're gonna go with.
I was excited for you though, because now you have the perfect excuse to buy and carry a sword cane.
I honestly had not considered that. I knew that I was going to eventually probably need a cane for a little bit. Hopefully not. We're going from walker to hopefully to one crutch. Once I could actually put some weight on this, I knew a cane was going to be in the future. I didn't even consider that. Mm-hmm. I knew it wasn't going to be like a Walgreens special. It's going to have to be like, I know there's several hippie artisans who are carving shit. I'm sure somebody's carving canes. But now I got to find a sword cane that can support weight. That isn't just a decorative piece.
Well, maybe. Okay. All right. We'll figure it out. Because when I was like, you have an excuse. I can't carry around a sword cane.
No.
Look at me.
I'm already going to set off the fucking metal detectors at CVS anyway. Might as well have a sword for it.
It's my leg. I've got a metal leg.
Well, I don't even know. Like in Chicago, I know you can't carry a pocket knife that's over 3 inches. This is Florida. You probably can carry a sword. Nobody gives a shit.
No one gives a shit in Florida.
No.
Like I said, when we went down there for our honeymoon, I got off the plane and they were like, "Sir, do you have any weapons?" Like, no. Would you like some? We've got some right over here that we've that we've been setting aside. Do you want a big one, a little one? You want two? Take four. We don't care.
There's a whole lot of certain things are very, very illegal, but we are willing to negotiate because we're dealing with some real interesting shit
Yeah.
that we know. Like, I know this is illegal, but there isn't a code for it. What is this idiot doing? He's butt fucking a dead manatee. Okay, right. Is that a code 319? There isn't a number, but we have to take him in.
We have to do something. We're gonna make up a code for that.
It seems a shame because he did drag the carcass all the way to this playground. I know, but okay, we'll let him finish. It is Thursday. If it was Sunday morning, I'd say no. But there's only a couple of kids,
And it's time that they learned anyway. Learn
and he
what?
keeps screaming
Yeah.
at you. It's not fucking because this thing only has a cloaca. Well, thanks, Mr. Wizard. Okay, fine. You and the rest of the Irwins can book yourselves.
It's okay. We some love. He said he said yes before he died. How did he die? None of your business. But we didn't establish a safe word. Back off. I'm an anesthesiologist.
Oh, by the way, if you ever have a friend who has a surgery like this, and you say, "Hey, are you bionic now?" You're not the first one to say that to them. Stop.
I was going to ask you if I could just call you Peggy from now on.
That's fine, but you could have done that before.
Right, but now I have a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once the limp goes away, just call me Peggy Sue.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'll be into dresses and shit by then.
Well, and one more question. It was an observation / question.
Oh, you were serious about all this. Okay, very good.
From your buddy Gideon.
Yeah.
A friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
one of our second guest on the show. Unless Lou counts. Does Lou count as a guest?
Yeah, we did 3. We were all each other's guests.
Yes.
And nobody took advantage.
No, it's because we established a safe word and did not invite anesthesiologists.
And the safe word is as per usual. Ouch, that fucking burns.
No, God damn it, no. Oh, okay, all right, okay, yep. That's okay.
And scene.
So we were watching a movie last night, and one of the last scenes was a bar fight. And this
What were you watching, Annie?
Sound of Music.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the part where Julie Andrews, one of her favorite things is broken bottles and necks.
Stabbing the stormtroopers. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. So that's my favorite part.
Yeah, who's isn't?
But I don't think he was quite little person status, but this guy probably 5'1", 5'2".
Okay.
Jump, and it was comedic action movie, and it was all in slow motion, and you just see this little dude in a denim vest and like a tank top just jump up on another guy, like, and prop his feet up on his hips and started. And this is the context you need for this next.
Yeah, I'm hoping, because this has got to go someplace.
It grabs the big guy by the head. So little guy jumps up, props his feet, grabs the big guy by the head and starts shoving his thumbs into his eyes.
Thumbs in the eyes bit. Gotcha.
And we are laughing, and then Gideon got real quick or real serious and said, "Hey, ask Uncle Zig if that's how he fights."
No, Gideon. I don't fight. That's not a thing that I do. What I do is I wait for a very strategic time to hit people with furniture when they're not looking. I am not interested in fair fighting. I would never go toe-to-toe with a gentleman. I will act like a pussy, wait till they're turned away, and hit them with my car. That is how I fight.
And there's the answer. But
I definitely will fall to the floor, scream, not in the face, not in the face. I'm so sorry. I'm such an F word. And then just scream that until out of pity they walk away. And then 2 days later, we'll have hired somebody to drop a comically large amount of iron on their head while they sleep.
Okay. And that, because it was delightful, because he was like, "It's Uncle Ziggy," and he goes, hey, is that how Uncle Ziggy would fight? And I was like, oh, Uncle Ziggy doesn't fight. And he's like, ask
No.
him anyway. And I was like,
no, you don't need to know how to fight if you know how to drive a stick shift and have access to an old Toyota truck.
because then you just drive it right to the ocean, push it right off, and via con Dios.
Yeah, no. Fighting is a bad call. Winning is much better.
Yes.
I find a heavy implement to the back of the head while they're taking a leak always wins, as opposed to put up your dukes, which gets dicey in the middle.
Oh, well, buddy, that's an episode.
Oh God, it sure was.
How you feeling?
I'm all right. I'm okay. You know,
Okay.
I don't have a joke because I'm actually kind of struggling. I'm totally
Yeah,
honest.
I figured. Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting a little red. That's all right though. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Give us a little bullshit at ziggylarrytopic@gmail.com. I have a little bit of free time, so I am, as always, responding to any single email. If you would like to send me pictures of your surgery scar, I'll show you yours. If you show me mine, that's how that goes, right? Show me mine. And
I'll
give you $5.
I will show you
I'll give
Princess Grace's if you
Okay.
show me Betty White's left nipple.
This is what happens when I don't drink for over 2 weeks. This is
Yeah,
terrifying.
the brain starts to really go.
Yep.
All right. What did I learn today?
You learned the things I can do with a portable urinal at a stranger can be entertaining.
Yes.
You learned that I find my own injury a lot more hysterical than my own morning wood.
Yes.
We're going to call that it. You did ask me a lot of specific questions, but I don't think anything was learned from that. Anything was gleaned, really. It was
No.
more perfunctory.
Yeah.
I don't think I really gave you anything on those, and that's on me. What do you think I learned?
You learned that you have just enough in you for an hour-long episode, and that's about it.
Just for today. It'll
Yeah,
be
and
better
that's
week.
fine. You've learned that you can get what you've always wanted, which is a 60-year-old woman to be close to your erection without actually paying attention to it. So I'm glad that you finally get to live that fantasy.
Health professionals, by the way, will not offer to do the shake, in case you were curious. They won't shake it at the end.
What if you give them a nice tip?
She had the best tip I had to offer in her hand. She wasn't interested. Buzzing!
Yeah.
Bad joke.
How about a 5-star Yelp review and,
God, I'll take a 3.8.
and a great write-up on Angie's List.
God damn it. Give me a recommendation on TaskRabbit, would you?
TaskRabbit just sounds like some type of like really go get 'em sex toy. Nothing else works. TaskRabbit.
It's got 3 speeds: high, extra high, and okay.
High, extra high, in my left eye. My left eye. It's why is it twitching? All right, buddy. Hey, guess what?
What's that, pal?
Glad you're okay, and I love you.
I'm gonna make it. I'll live. Love you back.
The best part's about hanging out with these guys. God damn it, son of a bitch, motherfuck.